The Republic of Ecuador is a bit bigger than Burkina Faso. It has a population density of 182 people per square mile, or 70.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Croatia. 38.9% of the country is forestry, and 29.7% is agricultural. Spanish is the official language of the nation, which is spoken by 93% of the population, and the most common religion is Roman Catholicism, which makes up 68.8% of the country. It has a median age of 28.8 years, as well as a life expectancy of 74.3 years for males, and 79.8 years for females. 63.8% of the country's population is urban, and 36.2% is rural. Ecuador has a GNI per capita of $5,530. The Arab Republic of Egypt is about 3 times as big as the state of New Mexico. It has a population density of 270.9 people per square mile, or 104.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Portugal. 3.6% of its land is used for agriculture, and 0.1% is made up of forests. It has a median age of 24.1 years, as well as a life expectancy of 73 years for males, and 75.5 years for females. 57.2% of the country's population is rural, and 42.8% is urban. Egypt has a GNI per capita of $3,000. The Republic of El Salvador is about as big as the state of New Jersey. It has a population density of 779.3 people per square mile, or 300.9 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Pakistan. 13.6% of the country's land is made up of forestry. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 86% of the population. It has a median age of 27.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 68.5 years for males, and 77.8 years for females. 61.7% of the nation is urban, and 38.3% is rural. El Salvador has a GNI per capita of $3,650. The Republic of Equatorial Guinea is a little bit smaller than Albania. It has a population density of 143.8 people per square mile, or 55.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Cameroon. 57.5% of the nation's land is made up of forestry, and 10.1% is agricultural. 67.6% of the population speaks Spanish. It has a median age of 20.3 years, as well as a life expectancy of 64.1 years for males, and 66.6 years for females. 72.1% of the population is urban, and 27.9% is rural. Equatorial Guinea has a GNI per capita of $5,810. The state of Eritrea is a bit smaller than Malawi. It has a population density of 132.8 people per square mile, or 51.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Estonia. 75.1% of its land is used for agriculture, and 15.1% is forests. It has a median age of 20.3 years, as well as a life expectancy of 63.3 years for males, and 68.5 years for females. 59.9% of the country's population is rural, and 40.1% is urban. Eritrea has a GNI per capita of $325. The Republic of Estonia is around twice as big as the state of New Jersey. It has a population density of 75.9 people per square mile, or 29.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Eritrea. 22.2% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and the most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 28.3% of the nation's population. It has a median age of 43.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 74.4 years for males, and 82.8 years for females. 68.9% of the population is urban, and 31.1% is rural. Estonia has a GNI per capita of $23,230. Kingdom of Eswatini is a bit smaller than the state of New Jersey. It has a population density of 169.2 people per square mile, or 65.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Croatia. 68.3% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 31.7% is made up of forests. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 90% of the nation. It has a median age of 23.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 60 years for females, and 55.8 years for males. 76.2% of the population is rural, and 23.8% is urban. Eswatini has a GNI per capita of $3,580. The Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia is about twice as big as the state of Texas. It has a population density of 260.8 people per square mile, or 100.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Portugal. 36.3% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 12.2% is made up of forests. The most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 67.3% of the country. It has a median age of 19.8 years, as well as a life expectancy of 69.2 years for females, and 65 years for males. 79.2% of the population is rural, and 20.8% is urban. Ethiopia has a GNI per capita of $890. The Republic of Fiji is a little bit smaller than the state of New Jersey. It has a population density of 127 people per square mile, or 49 people per square kilometer, which is similar to South Africa. 23.3% of the country's land is used for agriculture. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 64.5% of the population. It has a median age of 29.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 70.8 years for males, and 76.3 years for females. 55.9% of the nation is urban, and 44.1% is rural. Fiji has a GNI per capita of $4,720. The Republic of Finland is a little bit more than twice as big as the state of Georgia. It has a population density of 42.6 people per square mile, or 16.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Belize. 72.9% of the nation is made up of forests, and 7.5% is used for agriculture. The most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 67.7% of the country. It has a median age of 42.8 years, as well as a life expectancy of 79.2 years for males, and 84.5 years for females. 86.1% of the country's population is urban, and 13.9% is rural. Finland has a GNI per capita of $49,620. The French Republic is a bit bigger than Somalia. It has a population density of 315.3 people per square mile, or 121.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Slovakia. 52.7% of its land is used used for agriculture, and 29.2% is made up of forestry. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 50% of the population, and the official language is French. It is a median age of 41.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 79.3 years for males, and 85.4 years for females. 80.4% of the population is urban, and 19.6% is rural. France has a GNI per capita of $43,880. The Gabonese Republic is a little bit smaller than the state of Colorado. It has a population density of 22.3 people per square mile, or 8.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to the Central African Republic. 81% of the country's land is made up of forests, and 19% is agricultural. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 82% of the population. It has a median age of 21 years, as well as a life expectancy of 70.2 years for females, and 66.8 years for males. 89.4% of the nation is urban, and 10.6% is rural. Gabon has a GNI per capita of $6,970. The Republic of the Gambia is a bit bigger than Jamaica. It has a population density of 674.8 people per square mile, or 260.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to the United Kingdom. 56.1% of the land is used for agriculture, and 43.9% is made up of forestry. English is the official language of the nation, and the most common religion is Islam, which is followed by 96.4% of the country. It has a median age of 21.8 years, as well as a life expectancy of 68 years for females, and 63.2 years for males. 61.3% of the population is urban, and 38.7% is rural. The Gambia has a GNI per capita of $750. Georgia is a little bit smaller than the state of South Carolina. It has a population density of 169.1 people per square mile, or 65.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Iran. 39.4% of the country's land is made up of forests, and 35.5% is used for agriculture. Georgian is the official language of the nation, which is spoken by 87.6% of the population, and the most common religion is Orthodox Christianity, which makes up 83.4% of the country. It has a median age of 38.6 years, as well as a life expectancy of 78.4 years for females, and 69.8 years for males. 59% of the population is urban, and 41% is rural. Georgia has a GNI per capita of $4,290. The Federal Republic of Germany is a bit bigger than the Republic of the Congo. Its population density is 622.1 people per square mile, or 240.2 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Qatar. 48% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 31.8% is made up of forestry. German is the official language of the nation, and the most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 51% of the population. Its median age of 47.8 years, as well as a life expectancy of 78.9 years for males, and 83.8 years for females. 77.3% of the nation is urban, and 22.7% is rural. Germany has a GNI per capita of $51,040. The Republic of Ghana is a little bit smaller than the state of Oregon. It has a population density of 341.9 people per square mile, or 132 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Tonga. 21.2% of its land is made up of forests. The most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 71.3% of the population, and the official language is English. It has a median age of 21.4 years, as well as a life expectancy of 70.4 years for females, and 65.2 years for males. 56.1% of the country is urban, and 43.9% is rural. Ghana has a GNI per capita of $2,230. The Hellenic Republic, or Greece, is a little bit smaller than the state of Alabama. It has a population density of 203.5 people per square mile, or 78.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Tunisia. 63.4% of the nation's land is agricultural, and 30.5% is made up of forests. Greek is the official language, which is spoken by 99% of the population. It has a median age of 45.3 years, as well as a life expectancy of 78.4 years for males, and 83.7 years for females. 79.1% of the population is urban, and 20.9% is rural. Greece has a GNI per capita of $42,290. Grenada is about twice as big as Washington, D.C. It has a population density of 863.2 people per square mile, or 333.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Tuvalu. 50% of the country's land is made up of forests, and 32.3% is used for agriculture. English is the official language of the nation, and Christianity is the most common religion, which makes up 86.4% of the population. It has a median age of 33.3 years, as well as a life expectancy of 75 years for females, and 70.1 years for males. 63.7% of the nation is rural, and 36.3% is urban. Grenada has a GNI per capita of $8,740. The Republic of Guatemala is a bit bigger than Iceland. It has a population density of 380.5 people per square mile, or 146.9 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Andorra. 41.2% of the nation is used for agriculture, and 33.6% is made up of forests. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 80.5% of the population. It has a median age of 23.2 years, as well as a life expectancy of 71.4 years for males, and 77.2 years for females. 53.9% of the country is urban, and 46.1% is rural. Guatemala has a GNI per capita of $4,490. The Republic of Guinea is a little bit smaller than the state of Oregon. It has a population density of 139.8 people per square mile, or 54 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Nicaragua. 58.1% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 26.5% is made up of forestry. It has a median age of 19.1 years, as well as a life expectancy of 60.3 years for females, and 58.8 years for males. 64.1% of the population is rural, and 35.9% is urban. Guinea has a GNI per capita of $1,020. The Republic of Guinea-Bissau is a bit smaller than Bhutan. 44.8% of the country's land is used for agriculture. The official language of the nation is Portuguese, and the most common religion is Islam, which is followed by 46.1% of the country's population. It has a median age of 18 years, as well as a life expectancy of 60 years for males, and 64.4 years for females. 56.6% of the population is rural, and 43.4% is urban. Guinea-Bissau has a GNI per capita of $760. The Cooperative Republic of Guyana is a little bit smaller than the state of Idaho. It has a population density of 8.9 people per square mile, or 3.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Libya. 8.4% of the country's land is used for agriculture. The official language of the nation is English, and Christianity is the most common religion, which makes up 64% of the population. It has a median age of 27.5 years, as well as a life expectancy of 73.1 years for females, and 66.9 years for males. 73.4% of the nation is rural, and 26.6% is urban. Guyana has a GNI per capita of $6,600. The Republic of Haiti is a little bit smaller than the state of Maryland. 66.4% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 3.6% of its land is made up of forestry. The most common religion in the nation is Christianity, which makes up 84% of the country's population. It has a median age of 24.1 years, as well as a life expectancy of 61.8 years for males, and 66.2 years for females. 55.3% of the population is urban, and 44.7% is rural. Haiti has a GNI per capita of $1,250. The Republic of Honduras is a little bit bigger than the state of Tennessee. It has a population density of 220.9 people per square mile, or 85.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to East Timor. 45.3% of the country is made up of forestry, and 28.8% is used for agriculture. It has a median age of 24.4 years, as well as a life expectancy of 80.2 years for females, and 72.8 years for males. 54.8% of the population is urban, and 45.2% is rural. Honduras has a GNI per capita of $2,200. Hungary is about as big as the state of Indiana. It has a population density of 268 people per square mile, or 103.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Portugal. 58.9% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 22.5% is made up of forests. The most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 52.8% of the nation. It has a median age of 43.6 years, as well as a life expectancy of 72.9 years for males, and 79.3 years for females. 71.4% of the country is urban, and 28.6% is rural. Hungary has a GNI per capita of $16,530. Iceland is about as big as the state of Kentucky. It's a population density of 9.6 people per square mile, or 3.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Libya. 18.7% of the country is used for agriculture, and 0.3% is made up of forests. The official language of the nation is Icelandic, and the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Iceland is the official religion, which is followed by 62.3% of the population. It has a median age of 37.1 years, as well as a life expectancy of 85.5 years for females, and 81 years for males. 93.8% of the nation is urban, and 6.2% is rural. Iceland has a GNI per capita of $72,930. The Republic of India is bigger than Argentina, and 60.5% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 23.1% is made up of forestry. Hindi and English are the official languages of the nation, the most common one being Hindi, which is spoken by 43.6% of the population, and the most common religion is Hinduism, which is followed by 79.8% of the country. It has a median age of 28.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 65 years for males, and 71.1 years for females. 66% of the population is rural, and 34% is urban. India has a GNI per capita of $2,170. The Republic of Indonesia is a bit smaller than Sudan. It has a population density of 376.9 people per square mile, or 145.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Denmark. 32.1% of the country's land is used for agriculture. The most common religion is Islam, which makes up 87.2% of the nation's population. It has a median age of 31.1 years, as well as a life expectancy of 76.3 years for females, and 70.8 years for males. 55.3% of the population is urban, and 44.7% is rural. Indonesia has a GNI per capita of $3,870. The Islamic Republic of Iran is a little bit smaller than the state of Alaska. It has a population density of 138.5 people per square mile, or 53.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Georgia, the country. 30.1% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 6.8% is made up of forestry. Persian Farsi is the official language of the country. It has a median age of 31.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 73 years for males, or 76.7 years for females. 74% of the population is urban, and 26% is rural. Iran has a GNI per capita of $2,870. The Republic of Iraq is a little bit smaller than Uzbekistan. It has a population density of 258.3 people per square mile, or 99.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Slovenia. 18.1% of the country is used for agriculture, and 1.9% is made up of forests. It has a median age of 21.2 years, as well as a life expectancy of 74.3 years for females, and 70.5 years for males. 70.5% of the population is urban, and 29.5% is rural. Iraq has a GNI per capita of $4,660. Ireland is a little bit bigger than the state of West Virginia. It has a population density of 196.8 people per square mile, or 76 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Ecuador. 66.1% of the country is used for agriculture, and 10.9% is made up of forests. English and Irish are the official languages of the nation, and the most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 83.6% of the population. It has a median age of 37.8 years, as well as a life expectancy of 80.8 years for males, and 84.4 years for females. 62.7% of the nation is urban, and 37.3% is rural. Ireland has a GNI per capita of $63,470. The state of Israel is a little bit bigger than New Jersey. It has a population density of 1,074 people per square mile, or 414.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Haiti. 23.8% of its land is used for agriculture, and 7.1% is made up of forests. Hebrew is the official language, and Arabic officially has a special status. It has a median age of 30.4 years. 92.4% of the population is urban, and 7.6% is rural. Israel has a GNI per capita of $43,070. The Italian Republic is about twice as big as the state of Georgia. It has a population density of 505.7 people per square mile, or 195.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Antigua and Barbuda. 47.1% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 31.4% is made up of forests. The official language is Italian, and Christianity is the most common religion, which makes up 80.8% of the population. It has a median age of 46.5 years, as well as a life expectancy of 80.1 years for males, and 84.7 years for females. 70.4% of the nation is urban, and 29.6% is rural. Italy has a GNI per capita of $35,710. The Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, or the Ivory Coast, is a little bit bigger than the state of New Mexico. It has a population density of 241.4 people per square mile, or 93.2 people per square kilometer, which is similar to East Timor. 64.8% of the country's land is agricultural, and 32.7% is made up of forests. The most common religion is Islam, which is followed by 42.9% of the population. It has a median age of 20.3 years, as well as a life expectancy of 63 years for females, and 58.6 years for males. 50.8% of the nation is urban, and 49.2% is rural. The Ivory Coast has a GNI per capita of $2,290. Jamaica is a little bit smaller than the state of Connecticut. It has a population density of 646.6 people per square mile, or 249.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 41.4% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 31.1% is made up of forestry. English is the official language of the nation, and the most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 68.9% of the nation's population. It has a median age of 29.4 years, as well as a life expectancy of 72.9 years for males, and 76.1 years for females. 55.7% of the country is urban, and 44.3% is rural. Jamaica has a GNI per capita of $4,620. Japan is a little bit smaller than the state of California. It has a population density of 851.6 people per square mile, or 328.8 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Sri Lanka. 68.5% of the country is made up of forests, and 12.5% is agricultural. Japanese is the national language, and the most common religion is Shintoism, which makes up 70.5% of the population. Japan is made up of over 6,000 islands, and is almost entirely reliant on energy imports from outside the country. It has a median age of 48.6 years, as well as a life expectancy of 87.9 years for females, and 81.9 years for males. 91.6% of the population is urban, and 8.4% is rural. Japan has a GNI per capita of $42,620. The Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan is bigger than Azerbaijan. It has a population density of 324.5 people per square mile, or 125.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Syria. 11.4% of the nation is used for agriculture, and 1.1% is made up of forests. Arabic is the official language of the country, and the official and most common religion is Islam, which makes up 97.1% of the population. It has a median age of 23.5 years. 90.3% of the country is urban, and 9.7% is rural. Jordan has a GNI per capita of $4,310. The Republic of Kazakhstan is bigger than Algeria. It has a population density of 19.1 people per square mile, or 7.4 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Botswana. 77.4% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 1.2% is made up of forests. Kazakh and Russian are the official languages of the nation, and Islam is the most common religion, which is followed by 70.2% of the population. It has a median age of 31.6 years, as well as a life expectancy of 77.3 years for females, and 67.4 years for males. 57.4% of the country is urban, and 46.2% is rural. Kazakhstan has a GNI per capita of $8,680. The Republic of Kenya is a little bit more than twice as big as the state of Nevada. It has a population density of 226 people per square mile, or 87.2 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Dominica. 48.1% of the nation is used for agriculture, and 6.1% is made up of forestry. Swahili and English are official languages in the country. It has a median age of 20 years, as well as a life expectancy of 68 years for males, and 71.4 years for females. 68.8% of the country's population is rural. 31.2% is urban. Kenya has a GNI per capita of $1,760. The Republic of Kiribati is bigger than Bahrain. It has a population density of 392 people per square mile, or 151.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Micronesia. 15% of the country's land is made up of forestry. English is the official language of the nation, and Roman Catholicism is the most common religion, which makes up 58.9% of the population. It has a median age of 25.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 69.9 years for females, and 64.7 years for males. 54.1% of the country is urban, and 45.9% is rural. Kiribati has a GNI per capita of $3,010. The People's Democratic Republic of Korea, or North Korea, is a little bit smaller than the state of Mississippi. It has a population population density of 549.9 people per square mile, or 212.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Nepal. 46% of North Korea's land is made up of forests, and 21.8% is used for agriculture. Korean is the official language of the country. It is a median age of 34.6 years, as well as a life expectancy of 67.9 years for males, and 75.9 years for females. 61.9% of the nation's population is urban, and 38.1% is rural. North Korea has a GNI per capita of $684. The Republic of Korea, or South Korea, is a little bit bigger than the state of Indiana. It has a population density of 1,324.9 people per square mile, or 511.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Lebanon. 63.9% of South Korea is made up of forestry, and 18.1% is agricultural. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up a plurality of 27.6% of the population, and the official language is Korean. It is a median age of 43.2 years, as well as a life expectancy of 86.6 years for females, and 80.6 years for males. 81.5% of the nation is urban, and 18.5% is rural. South Korea has a GNI per capita of $32,860. The state of Kuwait is a little bit smaller than New Jersey. It has a population density of 624 people per square mile, or 240.9 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Uganda. 8.5% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 0.4% is made up of forests. It is mostly flat, dry desert, with intensely hot summers. It has a median age of 29.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 77.2 years for males, and 80.4 years for females. 100% of the country's population is urban. Kuwait has a GNI per capita of $36,290. The Kyrgyz Republic is a little bit smaller than the state of South Dakota. It has a population density of 87.7 people per square mile, or 33.9 people per square kilometer, which is similar to the United States. 55.4% of the country is used for agriculture, and 5.1% is made up of forests. The most common religion is Islam, which is followed by 90% of the population. It has a median age of 27.3 years, as well as a life expectancy of 75.8 years for females, and 67.6 years for males. 66.1% of the nation is rural, and 33.9% is urban. Kyrgyzstan has a GNI per capita of $1,160. The Laos People's Democratic Republic is a little bit bigger than the state of Utah. It's a population density of 82.7 people per square mile, or 31.9 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Venezuela, and is one of the lowest population densities in Southeast Asia. 10.6% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and most is thickly forested and mountainous. It has a median age of 24 years, as well as a life expectancy of 65 years for males, and 68 years for females. 65% of the population of the nation is rural, and 35% is urban. Laos has a GNI per capita of $2,480. The Republic of Latvia is a bit smaller than Lithuania. It has a population density of 74.2 people per square mile, or 28.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Angola. 54.1% of the nation is made up of forests, and 29.2% is used for agriculture. The most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 76.4% of the population. It has a median age of 44.4 years, as well as a life expectancy of 77.9 years for females, and 68.2 years for males. 68.5% of the country is urban, and 31.5% is rural. Latvia has a GNI per capita of $17,730. The Lebanese Republic is about a third as big as the state of Maryland. It has a population density of 1,345.9 people per square mile, or 519.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to the Netherlands. 63.3% of the nation is used for agriculture, and 13.4% is made up of forestry. Arabic is the official language of the country, and Islam is the most common religion, which makes up 67.8% of the population. It has a median age of 33.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 77.4 years for males, and 80.2 years for females. 88.6% of the nation is urban, and 11.4% is rural. Lebanon has a GNI per capita of $5,510. The Kingdom of Lesotho is a bit bigger than Armenia. It has a population density of 177.8 people per square mile, or 68.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Guinea-Bissau. 1.5% of the country's land is used for agriculture. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 96.2% of the nation's population. It has a median age of 24.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 59.8 years for females, and 55.2 years for males. 71.8% of the country is rural, and 28.2% is urban. Lesotho has a GNI per capita of $1,100. The Republic of Liberia is a little bit bigger than Virginia. 28.1% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 44.6% is made up of forestry. English is the official language of the nation, which is spoken by 20% of the population, and the most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 85.6% of the country. It has a median age of 18 years, as well as a life expectancy of 62.1 years for males, and 66.5 years for females. 53.9% of the country's population is urban, and 46.1% is rural. Liberia has a GNI per capita of $530. The state of Libya is a little bit smaller than Sudan. It has a population density of 11.7 people per square mile, or 4.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Suriname. 8.8% of the nation is used for agriculture, and 0.1% is made up of forests. More than 90% is desert. It has a median age of 25.8 years, as well as a life expectancy of 79.5 years for females, and 74.9 years for males. 80.1% of the country's population is urban, and 19.9% is rural. Libya has a GNI per capita of $4,850.